Karate Combat fans, turn your attention to the blue door and welcome the Texecutioner, James Vick.
A lot of support in the house for James Vick. Obviously hailing from the United States, fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas. As you heard him say before, he was here once cornering his karate coach, Adrian Galvan, at Karate Combat. A lot of full contact experience. Look, 14 fights with UFC before moving on to some boxing and now karate. Very, very dangerous human being.
And welcome out of the red corner, he is Jorge Perez.
George Perez very fired up for this one. As we mentioned, he has a bit of that win-loss pattern. He's dropping down in weight from the middleweight division down to this 165-pound welterweight class for this one. Actually, his last win was a loss, a knockout to Igor de Castañeda, who we're going to see up next in the co-main event tonight. That was back August of last year, but he has two very good TKOs, or one KO as well, all the way back to 2018. One of the elder statesmen of Karate Combat here. Yeah, representing the Dominican Republic is El Pra, George Perez. But this is the Texecutioner, James Vick. Substantially, and I mean substantially, the taller fighter. He's going to have, I think, a 9-inch height advantage, technically on paper, with this one. 35 years old.
Still a young buck.
Yeah, 34 years old for George Perez. You see that mixed record, 2-2, representing the Dominican Republic. His first time in the welterweight division, but there you go. 5'6", faces 6'3". Woo.
Stand back, James, please.
This is going to.
Mark Goddard is your referee for this one.
There you go, sweet. Ready? Ready?
Oh,
Follow Karate Combat to learn more about upcoming events and keep up with all of our fighters on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course, you can get all the news and sign up at karate.com. White pants for Vic, black pants for El Pra.
Hey, come here, come here. Do not swear. Yes, sir. Do not swear in this pitch, you understand? I will see, I will deal with. Relax, James.
leg kick
Keep
above the
kick
knee,
low,
huh?
Below the knee. Explain. Yep, you hablo inglés? Okay, below the knee. Just be careful, okay?
So our referee Mark Goddard just making sure that Perez is clear on his target zones, and they're back underway here. 2 minutes 30 left on the clock.
Both guys in an open stance. For a second there, James Vick was kind of circling away from Perez's power hand.
Good catch of the kick, going low on return. That forces a switch of the stance from Perez. He does fight in a switch stance a lot of the time, moving back and forth, but so does James Vick.
James Vick, in that preview that we saw when he was kneeing the bag, he told us that he loves knees and he's been working on it. So let's see if he can throw around.
And of course
knee.
he's taller, so you know that when the knees come up, they're landing with so much more impact.
Especially when your opponent's blitzing like that, because their body's open, and that's perfect time to throw that knee to the body.
You know, we have to talk about reach advantages. You know, how much more tiring is it to punch that far upward the whole time?
Oh, I mean, it's got to be tiring. But the thing is, my man Perez has got to close the gap if he's going to land. As long as he stays out in the open, just like so, at Vick's range, I think it's going to be a bad night for him.
Yep. There you see a good couple of shots from Perez, but just missing by several inches.
There's the knee already.
There's the knee.
Lovely distance management from Vick there, just slipping out of the way.
And again, he's very much in control right now. Oh, there's that knee again.
That knee is there.
Well timed, and that was the intent of the knees being added to the rules, was that striking knee. You know, not so much the clinch work.
se pega, muévete y se pega. Muévete y se pega. Abajo, pero abajo. Búscalo abajo. Búscalo abajo, pero búscalo. No lo puede pensar. No lo puede pensar. Vamos, vamos, suelta la mano, suelta la mano, suelta la mano.
Still filling out process in that first round. Nice side kick from Vick.
Oh,
That's what you have to watch out there.
Yep.
When you throw that knee, those hands tend to drop.
Yeah, good work from Perez to find the target there. Vick still pressing forward though.
that's a nice kick there.
Good low calf kick from Perez.
Again, Vick trying to find the mark with the knee, but we're going to see out the first round here.
Looked like Perez had him hurt there for a second with the left hand.
I wonder how those knees were hurting Perez, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they were solid knees.
Yeah, very tough to tell. Let's have a look at some of the replays here. That was the initial kick where James Vick's calling out the missed target. And that was a good right hand.
Wow.
Yep.
One of the more significant strikes of the first round there.
Perfectly timed.
And there's the knee coming in again.
Cannot take too much of those to the body. Those wear and tear.
Former UFC
slowly over
champion
time.
and karate combat sensei Lyoto Machida pitside tonight. He, of course, is going to be supporting Bruno Souza, who's up in our main event a little bit later against Edgar Scrivers. Second round underway here. Executioner James Vick in the white pants. El Pra, Jorge Perez in the black pants.
Perez says he's been working a lot on those low kicks, and he's definitely putting them to good use the second round. Right off the bat, throwing leg kicks.
Yeah, if you were in the corner of James Vick, what would you have told him between rounds?
I would say set that knee up, you know, as a counter it's good, but as an attack, set it up in a hook and then throw the knee. Set it up in shots.
Jumping, snapping front kick.
And in karate combat also, even when there's not a lot of action on both sides, the one who's pushing the fight will win the fight. So keep that in mind always.
Yeah,
Pick control.
Aggression is a key criteria here at karate combat. Aggression and effective striking.
Ooh, looking for the spin there. Oh, there's nice roundhouse. Perez definitely a little more active in this second round. Vick has got to come at him. He's got to let those hands and feet fly.
He's got to let it go. Yep. Especially with his pro boxing.
Jorge Perez, a multi-sport athlete, was actually offered a professional baseball contract earlier in his sports career, turned it down in order to stay in martial arts.
Wow.
Good block of the kick from him. Approaching the final minute of this second round here, and it's a good little side kick, stabbing side kick from Vick. I mean, there was a lot of questions, wasn't there? Was how well would James Vick have trained for this? Would he still have the fire that he had when he was, you know, tearing people apart in mixed martial arts?
Yep.
Would he still have the snap? Oh, and he's perhaps got a little bit to settle in here.
You're not seeing a whole lot of hands from Mike Vick. You're only seeing the side kicks, keeping his opponent at bay. He knows Perez has got some dangerous and power in those hands.
Yeah, that's what he said. You know, he's got big power, and especially in his hands. So I think he's a little skittish about that. But he's coming forward. He's keeping on pushing. But he needs to start setting those kicks up with hand strikes.
Well, final 10 seconds, they're tussling in the clinch. They're going to be separated and probably no time to re-engage. We're going to go to a third and final round here.
even though Mike Vick was pushing the pace, he had good pit control, but I think Perez definitely was throwing the better landed shots. That's for sure.
Yeah, the range management there failed him on that. He dodged the spinning kick and then ate the full force of that body kick. Good work from Perez to close the distance, again going up top. This is a bit of a conundrum for James Vick here. I don't think either fighter can really assume they're ahead.
You got to start working.
That's right, pumping the jab, pumping those lead leg side kicks, front kicks.
I'm guessing something involving kill him or death.
Yeah, they'll do it.
So, third round underway here. All still to play for.
Perez looking confident in this third round.
Yeah.
Keep the kicks low.
I was just going to say, that was the same kick as he threw the very first time.
It's a very hesitant James Vick. Very hesitant.
It almost feels like Vick's trying to counter-strike rather than take the initiative.
Right.
Which he shouldn't do. He should put more output there. Set the kicks up with hand strikes. He's got great boxing. He did a few professional boxing matches, won those as well.
Right. If you notice, when he strikes, he's throwing the techniques, but he's already backing out before they even land.
Yeah, right.
Perez using his ninja skills to get out of there.
Yeah.
Well, only a minute and a half left here. Again, Vick tries that knee. Perez winging the shots up top.
Okay, time. Stop. James, that side, corner. Here. Corner here. There.
Well, let's take a look back at that errant low blow. It was definitely a shin finding the southern regions.
Yeah, the southern regions.
Oh, yeah. That's straight down.
Well, no recovery for Perez. They're straight back at it. Final minute on the clock here. Vick again going to the body with the knees.
Perez going up high with that left hand.
Right, but that's the pressure James Vick needs, and he's got to press forward here. At least you feel like he does.
He's got less than a minute to get something done. Both guys do. He's trying to back him up in that corner, but not doing anything with it.
Body shots do anything. Cross body, hook, head, wrap it up with a kick.
Well, a big Uchimata off the whizzer there. It's a big ground and pound here, and this is good. Wow, and that was a full 5 seconds of ground and pound. Perez seems a little bit surprised that was allowed, but it certainly is. Vick stayed on his feet. We're going to see the end of this bout. We're going to go to the judge's decision. James Vick thinks he's done enough. It's certainly going to be close.
Hey, wait, might not be over. It may not be over.
Well, Mark Goddard warning him it may not be over because, of course, there is the possibility of that sudden death overtime round. That's if the judges, enough of the judges score it a draw or a split decision, and they have an additional box to tick to say we feel it's actually too close to call.
Oh,
there was the knee.
Golly.
Oh, and
here comes the throw.
Yeah, and look at that. Wrapped up the other arm, stepped him through. Good Uchimata, but popped straight back up to his feet, had the awareness.
This was his best moment. Hard shots.
But
Yeah.
was it enough to get the W?
Yep. Okay, if that guy honks the horn one more time.
Well, the judges are still deliberating.
Are we going to get
Ladies
a
and
fourth
gentlemen,
round?
our judges have reached a unanimous decision. And the winner from the red corner, Jorge Perez.
James Vick is not happy. He storms up the side of the pit and then thinks better of himself and heads back down for a show of respect with his opponent, who is victorious. It is Jorge Perez. And again, the inconsistency, but in a positive way, happens for Jorge Perez. Win-loss, win-loss, back with a win tonight. We see a shot of James Vick heading off there. Jorge Perez is up pit side for a few words with Alex Wendling.
Jorge Perez, it was a David versus Goliath story. I was a little bit scared I was going to get hit in the head with a stone there. But do you feel like you accomplished that David and Goliath story?
So, Jorge, esto ha sido una pelea tipo David y Goliat. Yo me sentía asustada, creía que me iban a pedrar. Pero ahora, ¿tú sientes que has hecho esa y has cumplido eso de David y Goliat?
Bueno, trabajé, hice esa promesa. Dije que iba a vencer al gigante Goliat y gracias a Dios lo hice. Como está escrito en la Biblia.
Well, I made a promise and I defeated Goliath, as said in the Bible.
And there were a few moments where James Vick was kind of nodding his head, saying you weren't hitting him clean. Did you think you were getting some really clean shots in there?
So, había unos momentos que David parecía que te estaba como que cucando y diciendo que no le diste, pero tú sentiste que no lo estabas haciendo, o cómo te sentiste en esos momentos.
Bueno, no desesperarme. Si él dice que no le llegaban, porque por algo fue, pero yo sí sentía que lo estaba golpeando bien. Bueno, y para él, my respect for you, James. Y nada, para adelante.
Respect all around. Congratulations, Jorge Perez. Give it up.
Let's take a look at the fight stats for that. Well, a little bit of an error there, I think, in the computing. Got to say, there's a little bit more action than that in that bout.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and head straight down pit side, check in with our pit side analyst, Robin Black.
Thanks, guys. Just a real fascinating dynamic in that very, very close fight. James had the longer weapons. He's got the reach advantage, and he used his kicking tools and his knees. The key, if the judges saw it for George, was when James would retract either the knee or the kick. In that moment, he's on one leg, and that's when George would find the chin with the weapons of the hands. Fascinating dynamic. Longer kicking, closer needing to move in, counterintuitively push through the fire and land. The judges saw it for George. It was a wonderful fight. Thank you to both those gentlemen for a good one.
So a win for Jorge Perez. James Vick very disappointed with himself, I think that.
Yeah, I would be also, but you know, he needed to throw more output there. I think he should have let his hands go. And then together with his kicks, that would have a little bit done more damage, because the strikes were landing by Perez.
I agree. He hesitated a lot during that fight. He was pressuring forward, but didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll see him back again. It'll be very interesting to see what happens there.